Hi, this is Krista from the Clarendon Hills Library, and I'm here to share a new great read with you. This is 96 Miles by J.L. Esplin. So this is definitely a survival story. 21 days without power, two brothers on a desperate trek, 72 hours before time runs out. Since their mother died, 13-year-old John Lockwood and his 11-year-old brother Stuart live in a remote area of the Nevada desert with their dad. Their dad is an avid survivalist who has always insisted that his boys be prepared for the worst. He has stockpiled enough food, water, and other supplies at their isolated home to last them for months. Now, this is a very good thing because after a massive power outage occurs, while John's dad is away on a business trip, the boys are on their own. Because their dad is so prepared and has taught them well, they know how to hook up the generator, and they know they have plenty of food and water and other things to get them through this. Unfortunately, just a couple days after the outage, they are robbed of all of their supplies. Now they are forced to walk 96 miles in the punishing desert heat and wind to get help. John and Stu encounter siblings Cleverly and Will in an abandoned trailer while scavenging for water. Together, the four of them must endure exhaustion, dehydration, and each other if they hope to survive the grueling journey. With plenty of twists and turns, 96 Miles is a book that I couldn't put down, with a compelling story of brotherhood, courage, survival, and adventure. So if you like adventure stories, definitely try 96 Miles.
Hi, my name is Caitlin. I'm coming to you with a great new read called All the Stars and Teeth, written by Adeline Grace. All the Stars and Teeth is about Princess Amora Montara, who has spent her entire life mastering soul magic so that one day she can become the ruler of Visidia. But when her magical demonstration goes dramatically wrong, Amora finds herself on the run with a dashing and mysterious pirate named Bastian. When their escape reveals a powerful enemy who threatens everything Visidia stands for, Amora and Bastian, along with a determined stowaway and a vicious mermaid, must set out to find the key to his defeat. If she does so, Amora stands a chance to take the throne again. As this unlikely crew crosses the perilous sea, Amora uncovers a hidden betrayal that could change Visidia forever. All the Stars and Teeth is a thrill ride from start to finish that's reminiscent of Children of Blood and Bone and Six of Crows. It has enchanting characters that will captivate readers long after they turn the last page.
Hi there, I'm here to talk to you about one of our spring great new reads, The Blackbird Girls by Anne Blankman. Anne Blankman, the author, points a poignant and timeless story of friendships that are thrown together into two moments of kind of underexplored history. The first is during World War II, and the second is following the nuclear explosion at the Chernobyl power plant in the Ukraine in 1986. Out of the nuclear fallout springs the moving tale of love and loss. How far would you go to save your best friend's life? Would you risk your own? So it was, like I said, early morning, April 26, 1986. Starts out as a normal Saturday for enemies Valentina Kaplan and Oksana Shavenko. They go to school for half a day on Saturday, but they are both concerned. Neither of their fathers came home from the power plant the night before, where they worked overnight. They weren't home for breakfast. So the girls were kind of concerned. Soon word got out that nuclear reactor number 4 had exploded, and many people had been taken to the hospital for injuries and also for inhaling the poisonous air around them. So enemies Valentina and Oksana are then evacuated to Leningrad by themselves because of the poisoned air in the Ukraine. They must overcome their hatred of each other and their grief over their losses and go to live with Valentina's grandma, who neither of them know, in Leningrad. The girls both learn trust and love. Oksana has to overcome the lies her parents told her whole life, and Valentina has to guard her grandmother's secret that something could really get them into trouble or even killed. They have to put their lives in danger. But the girls find something unexpected, a best friend where they never thought they'd find one. Enjoy The Blackbird Girls by Anna Blankman, a great historical fiction book. I give it 5 stars. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, you caught me pretending to read. Hi, I'm Miss Lisa from the Hinsdale Public Library, and I would like to tell you about a great new book that I think middle schoolers would love to read. It's called Bloom by Kenneth Opel. It's an alien invasion, but not as you'd expect. First, it rains all over the world at the same time. Then, overnight, plants sprout up everywhere. These black vines are taking over fields, burrowing under streets, and wrapping around houses. What is at first just scary becomes horrifying when the plants bloom. They're releasing toxic pollen, and they're forming Venus flytrap-like pods that swallow animals and humans whole. The plants are everywhere, and they seem unstoppable. But there are 3 teens who live on an island in Canada who seem immune to the plants. Their names are Anaya, Petra, and Seth. They have strange allergies, but oddly enough, not to the plants. And when the plants arrive, the teens' bodies start changing. And I don't mean puberty. What is their secret? Could they somehow be the key to beating back the invasion? They better figure it out quick, because it's starting to rain again. This is a fast-paced thriller that you won't want to put down. It's Hatchet meets The Fifth Wave meets X-Men. When you're done reading the book, you will be waiting anxiously for the sequel. Luckily, it's coming out in September. Read Bloom. I'd like to tell you about another great new read for middle schoolers. This one is a graphic novel called Cub by Cynthia Copeland. I don't have the book with me, but this is what the cover looks like. Cindy is a studious and slightly dorky 12-year-old who's having trouble fitting into her middle school, Litchfield Junior High. To make matters worse, Cindy's BFF just dumped her to join the popular clique called the Predators. But when Cindy gets an internship as a cub reporter for the local newspaper, everything changes. As she chases down breaking news with her mentor, a bold young female journalist, she finds her voice. Searching for her own scoops, Cindy doesn't always get it right, on paper or in real life. But whether she's writing features about ghost hunters, falling off her bicycle and into her new crush, or navigating shifting relationships, Cindy grows wiser and more confident through every awkward and hilarious mistake. Despite being set in the 1970s with references to Watergate, bell-bottom jeans, and VW bugs, the story feels remarkably relatable. If you enjoy Raina Telgemeyer's graphic novels, this is a great choice for you.
I'm here to tell you about a great new read called Hope in the Mail, Reflections on Writing and Life, written by Wendelin Van Dranen. You might know Wendelin Van Dranen from her previous books like Flipped, The Running Dream, or the Sammy Keys Mystery Series. But her newest book is a little bit different. It's a cross between an autobiography and a creative writing guide, where Wendelin shares stories from her life that shaped her into the person she is today. So if you're interested in expanding your writing skills, this is a great book because she details her process and gives some lessons on writing skills and gives an inside look at the publishing process. But if you're a little bit more like me, someone who's not really interested in becoming a writer, Hope in the Mail is still a fantastic read. She shares heartfelt stories that make you laugh and cry and chronicles the events that led her to start writing. She had some really tough hurdles she had to overcome, and having a creative outlet like writing really helped her get through them. Her experiences are very relatable to readers as well. Her insights on both writing and life are uplifting, and Hope in the Mail will inspire you to try something new. If you're a fan of contemporary novels or nonfiction books, you should definitely pick up a copy of Hope in the Mail. Here to tell you about a great new read called The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. The Kingdom of Back is perfect for fans of Holly Black because this is a historical fantasy that blends music, history, and magic in a unique take on the life of Nannerl Mozart, the older sister of composer Wolfgang Mozart. Nannerl is a musical prodigy who longs to perform her original compositions, but her father won't let her write her own music, let alone perform it. He's pinning his hopes and dreams on her younger brother, since Nannerl will be of an age to marry soon. But she wants to be more than a proper young lady. Nannerl wants to be remembered. So when a magical stranger from her childhood stories suddenly appears and offers to make her music legendary, Nannerl quickly agrees to a deal. In exchange for a legacy, she must help the prince reclaim his kingdom. But the more she visits the Kingdom of Back, the more she sees that her family is in danger. Nannerl must decide if helping the prince is worth the risk of losing everything and everyone she loves. This book is like The Cruel Prince by Holly Black combined with Peter Pan, and it's centered on a really kind of lesser known historical figure. So it's perfect for fans of historical fantasy, and I hope you enjoy.
The book I wanted to share is The Light at the Bottom of the World by London Shaw. This book is set in the year 2099, about 65 years after a cataclysmic climate event. It made the ocean's waters rise and completely flood the world and left the surface of the earth uninhabitable. What remains of humanity lives 1,000 feet below the ocean's surface under the water in pods with submersibles. The population is stuck in the past and afraid of the unknown. Layla is 16, and her father has been arrested on false charges. Layla knows her father is a good man and did not commit any crimes, but she cannot get through to the proper authorities or a lawyer who will take the case or even find out where her father is being held. When she is lucky enough to be chosen to participate in the prestigious annual London Marathon, which is a dangerous submersible race, she sees an opportunity to save her father. The Prime Minister promises the champion whatever their heart desires. Layla knows this is her chance to request her father's freedom if she wins. But the race takes an unexpected turn, forcing Layla to make an impossible choice. Now she must brave unfathomable waters and defy a corrupt government determined to keep its secrets. If Layla fails to discover the truths at the heart of her world or falls prey to her own fears, she risks capture or worse, and her father will be lost to her forever. So if you like a good dystopian story, definitely try The Light at the Bottom of the World by London Shaw.
I'm here to tell you about a great new read called Most Likely. It's written by Sarah Watson, who created the TV show The Bold Type, which airs on Freeform. And Most Likely is about 4 friends navigating the challenges of senior year together. Ava, CJ, Jordan, and Martha have been best friends ever since they met on the park playground in elementary school. But senior year isn't going to be easy, and as the girls prepare to graduate, they each face challenges that will shape their future and sets one of them on the path to become the future president of the United States. Ava is under a lot of stress, and she's struggling to tell her mom that she wants to apply to art school. The guy she hates has transferred into her favorite class, and she has a burning desire to find her biological mother. Meanwhile, CJ can't seem to get her test scores high enough for admission to Stanford. When she starts volunteering at an adaptive sports league for children in wheelchairs, the other volunteer makes her think about life and him in a very different way. Jordan is an aspiring journalist who wants to save the park where she and her friends first met. When the local councilman won't take her seriously, she sets out to write an article that he can't ignore. Martha is saving every penny from her job at the local movie theater so that she can go to MIT, but without enough financial aid, she may not be able to break out of their small town. Most Likely is a heartfelt story about friendship with relatable characters that keep the readers guessing who the future president is until the very end. I couldn't put it down. I thought it was so adorable and just a generally fun, empowering read. I'm here to tell you about a great new read called Of Curses and Kisses, written by Sundhya Menon. Our story starts centuries ago as an Emerson steals a precious ruby from the Rao family. In retaliation, the Raos curse the ruby and tie the end of the Emerson line to the jewel. Fast forward to present day. Princess Jaya Rao doesn't believe in curses, but she does want revenge on the Emersons, specifically Lord Grey Emerson, who she believes ruined her sister's reputation. As she has a plan. She'll get Grey to fall in love with her and then break his heart. But when Jaya starts to fall for Grey, she must decide between following her heart and upholding her family's honor. Meanwhile, Grey Emerson is sure the Rao curse is real. And as the last of the Emerson line, he's prepared to die on his 18th birthday. But when Princess Jaya suddenly shows up at his isolated boarding school wearing a rose-shaped ruby pendant, Grey just knows it's related to the curse. As Grey seeks out Jaya with his 18th birthday fast approaching, he quickly begins to fall in love with her. With more to lose than ever before, Grey and Jaya must forge their own path or let their family legacies define their future. Of Curses and Kisses is the first book in a new series that will be set at an elite boarding school with royals from around the world. It's a contemporary Beauty and the Beast retelling that's an adorable romance and perfect for fans of Anna and the French Kiss or Geekerella. I'm here to tell you about a great book called Scavengers The Stars by Tara Sims. It's a retelling of The Count of Monte Cristo, and it's perfect for fans of Leigh Bardugo and Sabaa Tahir. After years of working off her family's debt, Amaya is almost ready to return home to Moray when she saves the man from drowning. In exchange for saving his life, the man offers to help her get vengeance on Cayman Mercado, a powerful merchant who framed her father for a terrible crime. Using the man's money and connections, Amaya disguises herself as Countess Yama and plans to infiltrate the Mercado family through Cayman's son, Kao. But Kao Mercado is nothing like his ruthless father. All he wants is to get his life back on track after gambling away his inheritance. But when Kao's sister falls deathly ill and his father reveals that they cannot afford her medicine, Kao strikes a deal with Moray's most nefarious criminal. Neither Amaya nor Kao expected to fall in love with each other, but as Amaya works to destroy the Mercados and Kao fights to save them, it becomes clear that nothing is as it seems. As secrets come to light, Amaya and Kao must decide who to trust, otherwise they may lose everything they've worked so hard to achieve. If you're looking for a fast-paced fantasy novel filled with deception, action, and just the right amount of romance, definitely check out Scavengers The Stars.
I'm here to share a great new read with you. This is This Light Between Us by Andrew Fuduga. It's 1935. Alex Mackey and Charlie Levy are paired up by their teachers for a class project. They're to be international pen pals. No one is more surprised than Alex to find out that his pen pal is actually a girl. Charlie, on the other hand, remains enthusiastic and convinces Alex to keep writing. They develop a friendship during this assignment that ends up lasting for years and helps to carry them through their childhood and the tragedies of World War II. As the world changes around them, both Alex, a Japanese-American boy from Washington, and Charlie, a French-Jewish girl who lives in Paris, will be forced to experience the hate and intolerance of war. Through their letters, both Charlie and Alex share their feelings about the war. After Japan bombs Pearl Harbor, the U.S. government forces thousands of Japanese immigrants and Japanese Americans to relocate to internment camps. Alex and his family suffered deeply during this time. Alex, through his letters to Charlie, clung tightly to his hope of a better future. His hope also included that he would someday see and meet Charlie. In France, every day was dangerous for Charlie and her Jewish family. Charlie had many plans for a happy future, which also included meeting Alex. The letters they shared were a lifeline between them and their future. Then letters stopped coming from Charlie. Alex continued to write, but eventually they all came back to him unread. Deep in his heart, he knew he needed to find Charlie, even if that fight meant fighting a war to do so. This Light Between Us was a beautiful and heartbreaking novel about war, discrimination, injustice, love, and loss. If you're a fan of historical fiction, I would highly recommend This Light Between Us.
I'm here to tell you about a great new read called Thorn, written by Intisar Kanani, and it's about Princess Allura, who has a reputation for only speaking the truth, and it has made her hated by many in her family's court. When she's unexpectedly chosen to marry the prince of a faraway kingdom, Allura is excited to leave her family's lands behind, although she dreads navigating the politics of a new court. As she travels to her future home, a vengeful sorceress casts a curse, stealing Allura's identity and leaving her only as an unknown servant, unable to communicate to anyone about the switch. Although Allura is happy to be away from royal life, she knows that the sorceress is planning something wicked. Working as a goose girl in the castle stables, Allura tries to uncover the sorceress's plans. But when dangerous secrets about her new home are revealed, Allura must decide whether saving the kingdom is the right choice after all. Fans of high fantasy books like Girl of Fire and Thorns and Spin the Dawn will enjoy this epic retelling of the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, The Goose Girl. I'm here to tell you about a great new read called The Vanishing Deep, written by Astrid Schulte. The Vanishing Deep takes place in a chilling future after climate change and a cataclysmic event have left the earth covered in water. Only a few natural islands remain. One of them is Palangermina, home to a research facility that for a high price can revive the dead for 24 hours so that their loved ones can say goodbye. Tempe is willing to pay that steep price so she can talk to her sister one last time. But Tempe doesn't want to say goodbye. She wants to confront Alicia about the death of their parents. When her sister claims her parents are still alive, Tempe decides to break her out of the research facility to find them. With agents from Palindromina chasing them, Tempe and Alicia must piece together all the clues their parents left behind. It's a race against the clock, and the sisters uncover a dark secret about the island that could destroy Palindromina. Lore has lived and worked in the basement of the research facility since his best friend died. When one of the revival scientists asked Lore to secretly run Alicia's revival process, Lore reluctantly agrees to leave his self-imposed isolation. But when Tempe and Alicia flee Palindromina, Lore must follow them and bring Alicia back to the island in order to maintain the secret mechanics of the revival process. As he pursues Tempe and Alicia across the endless ocean, Lore must confront the truth surrounding his best friend's death and decide whether he deserves to live his life to the fullest. The story alternates between Tempe and Lore's perspectives and will keep you on the edge of your seat. It has an ending that stays with you long after you close the book. Fans of dystopian novels like Divergent should definitely check out The Vanishing Deep. I'm here to tell you about a great new read called Yes, No, Maybe So, written by Becky Albertalli and Aisha Saeed. It's a coming-of-age story about falling in love when it feels like your world is falling apart, and it's perfect for fans of The Hate U Give. Maya is really not enjoying Ramadan, especially since her parents announced their separation and canceled their summer trip. But Maya really didn't expect her parents to volunteer her to spend her summer knocking on doors for a local special election with a boy she hasn't seen in years. Jamie is excited to spend his summer volunteering for the local state Senate candidate. But when his mom asks him to canvass with his old friend, Jamie must confront his two biggest fears: talking to strangers and talking to a girl he has a huge crush on. The more doors Jamie and Maya knock on, the more they start to like canvassing and each other. When a controversial bill is announced in the state legislature, their local election is suddenly in the national spotlight. As election day draws closer and tensions rise in the community, Maya and Jamie are doing everything they can to help their candidate win, even if it means they might lose each other in the process. Yes, No, Maybe So is an endearing love story that's told with humor and heart. And if you're a fan of any of Becky Albertalli's previous books, like Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, or Aisha Saeed's book Amal Unbound, you will really enjoy their newest collaboration.